All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Devil's Joint. Today I have former Stanley Cup. Well, actually, he is always a Stanley Cup champion. New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup champion, 1995. It's been 30 years. Jim Dowd. Thanks for being here with me, Jim.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Great stuff. 30 years. Can you believe 30 freaking years? Unreal how time flies.
I
Seems like
still have the T-shirt from
yeah, the
when I was a
t-shirt
little
and the hat
kid.
are killer. I know. I found an old box. I found a box of the brand new hats. I have like 12 of the brand new hats up in
Oh
my attic.
wow, I might
Unbelievable,
have to
man.
buy. I might have to buy
Oh,
one of those
brand
from you,
new
Jim.
in mint condition, still in the plastic wrapper. Unbelievable.
We might have to work out a deal for one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. We might have to, right?
And it's funny. One of the questions I have for you is because you're the first New Jersey native that was ever drafted by the Devils. You were the first one, 1987, correct?
Yep,
Um,
1987. Next year, but
but you
Max McNabb was the GM, and then Lou took over right after that.
oh, so he's right before Lou. Okay.
Yep.
My question is, thinking of your age, you couldn't have grown up a Devils fan.
Well, you know
So
what? The whole story goes like this. The Devils did move till Jersey till 1982 when I was 13 years old. I was obviously wasn't a Flyers fan. I was a Ranger fan, I guess, if I rooted for
mm,
anybody. And Devils moved there. I'm like, all right, great. We got an NHL team, you know? So I started rooting for the Devils. That was in 1982. 5 years later, my senior year of high school, get a full scholarship to Lake Superior and drafted by the Devils. So it was pretty amazing. You know
right,
how
and you
all
won
that
the
all
NCAA
inspired.
championship right before you went into the NHL, right?
Yeah, won a state championship at Brick High School, right? Old Brick, for those people who know, if you know, you know. Old Brick, the Green Dragons in 1986. I love telling this one. We beat Del Barton 2-1 in the state finals. and and then a national championship in college, Lake Superior. We beat St. Lawrence in overtime. And then obviously the Stanley Cup with the Devils in 95. So not bad. I say not bad for a kid from Brick.
Yeah, I was gonna say all those things like lining up together. Did that like how do I even word this? How did that prepare you for the NHL? Going through that process, like really quickly, winning like things like that.
You know what? It just helps, I guess, with confidence. Anytime
Yeah,
you're successful at something and you win championships and, you're a big part of that, you gain confidence, but it all goes back to, I mean, I don't know if there's any kids watching this or parents that have kids. Just play sports because you love it. That's all. Just play hockey because you love it. No other reason. Hockey,
yeah.
baseball, football, basketball, soccer, whatever it is, just do it because you love it and just outwork everyone.
That's the name of the game. Yeah, a lot of people are parents that'll be watching this. A lot of Devils fans. A lot of people who were around for 1995 who were older than me, younger. Uh, but we really loved that team because it was one of those teams that was about the crest on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back. It was a hardworking team that we saw as fans as they said that Detroit was unbeatable, but we had faith that the hardworking Devils were going to be, and the sweep was just I got goosebumps just saying about talking about it. I remember being a little kid and I was there. I was lucky enough to be there. You know, and I was thinking, Jim, that you might have been a Flyers fan at first, and I think you finished your career with the Flyers, right?
Yes, yes, but
So
I'm right at the cutoff there. Brick is an hour south of Manhattan, right? So where Brick is, and then Atlantic City is an hour south of Brick. New York City is an hour north. Philly's about an hour and 10 minutes. But that was the cutoff. Like
Oh, so you
anything,
were right.
anything. And if you know, you know. If you're from Jersey, you know. Anybody halfway down Route 70 is Flyers, Phillies, Eagles, Sixers fans. We did not like the Flyers growing up. That's a team you hated, But then obviously I was 39 years old, turning 40, and got a chance to play there. What a great organization. Paul Holmgren. I mean, the Flyers organization. They do a great job there. But no, growing up, did not like the Flyers at all. You could actually use the word hate.
That's how I am with the Rangers. I grew up in New York on Long Island, right by the Nassau Coliseum. So
Okay.
I met you when I was a kid because if you remember the Coliseum, you would walk to the Marriott,
Yep.
walk back and forth.
Oh
And
yeah.
I met basically everyone you played with on the Devils because I would just go there whenever any team was around, and we would just find out all the players hanging out or walking back and
Oh
forth
yeah.
from the
Yep.
morning skate. So from a fan perspective, the Nassau Coliseum was a great place to go. You know, so anyway, Stanley Cup, 30 years. you know, it doesn't feel like that to me. Does it feel like it's been 30 years to you?
No, that's why I said it went by so fast. I saw Bruce Driver posted something yesterday or today, whatever it was. Today's 30 days, right? 30 years, I mean, to the day. And it's, wow, time flies. I mean, I you don't even know where the time goes. I've been married coming up on 29 years this August, and I got two boys. My oldest son just finished up at Penn State. My youngest son's got 2 years at ASU, two defensemen on my hands.
Oh,
And
nice.
time sure does fly. Time sure does fly by when you're having fun, so to speak. But I can't believe it's been. And I still call it the Brendan Byrne Arena. I'll always call it the Brendan
Oh
Byrne.
yeah, I mean that's the classic. And
Yeah,
did you ever like? Well, I've actually, yeah. You must have walked through that tunnel yourself, because when you
of course,
go,
many a times,
yeah,
many.
I'm for some reason, I don't know why I thought you didn't walk through that tunnel ever, but yeah, that tunnel, it was just epic, and
Yeah.
we love the Prudential Center, but that old school, Brendan Byrne Continental,
The
whatever you
best
want to
parking
call
lot
it.
ever. It was the best parking lot for concerts, for sporting events ever. That's the only thing the Prew's missing. The only thing the
And
Prudential
and
Center is
and
missing
you know
is the
what? All
is
those
the parking
Rangers
lot vibe.
fans, that told us that we had, the Devils had a stupid parking lot celebration instead of a parade. It's much better in the parking lot. There was a party in the parking lot
Oh
instead
yeah,
of standing on the side of the street. And on Twitter, I posted a lot of the videos of you and Tom Chorsky, Peluso. I think I have a picture right here of Peluso, the crash line, Peluso,
yup,
McKay,
yup. What a line
and
that
and
was, boy.
Halik. Yeah, which one of these guys would you say was the toughest out of McKay, Peluso, and Halik?
I mean, Mikey P and Randy McKay, flip a coin. Come on.
Yeah, that
Bobby
was.
Holik was tough in his own different way, but as far as the old school classic, fighting went and all that. I mean, Randy McKay and Mike Peluso fought all the heavyweights, man. I mean, those guys are a different breed. And that line had it all. That was a very good line. If we don't have that line, we don't win the cup.
That's a fact.
That was the ultimate team. But if you're asking me that question, just flip a coin.
Flip
You
a
know,
coin. That's
you
that's
know,
a, that's a
Randy,
good answer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
My mother,
Two
my
great
mother
guys
actually.
too. Two
Yeah.
great
Oh, you.
teammates.
And you know what? I was a kid, but I have the memories. They were very, very nice to me. Especially
Yep.
Randy McKay, who was a very nice guy. Mike Peluso seemed like maybe more introverted. Um, but yeah, my mother cried with Mike Peluso when she was watching from home. She said she was crying because he was crying. I was at the arena,
Yeah,
so I didn't know that on TV they were showing him up close crying, and he couldn't go on the ice.
yeah.
That was a big moment for my mother. She didn't know what hockey was until a couple years earlier. When I was a little kid.
Yeah,
All of a
that's
sudden
funny,
she's
man.
she's crying with the players. That was great. So anyway, are you still using your website, jimdowd.com?
Yeah, so Jim Dowd, so that's my performance. I've had a nutrition company for 11 years, and I do performance mindset coaching for youth athletes. That's the jimdowd.com site. It's great. I work with youth athletes, and it's a great program. I love it, and still do some training. I don't do much in the winter anymore because I'm too busy going around watching my boys play. But spring and early summer, I'll do small group training. You know what I mean? At the Ice Palace in Brick, New Jersey, back where it all began, and
All in brick.
at the Middletown Sports Complex as well. I'll do some stuff.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So everyone, go check out jimdowd.com if you need to or want to. I went to the website. I wasn't. Yeah, I wanted to let you explain it. Yeah. I didn't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Say,
Just listen. I'm a certified axiology practitioner, which is study of values. Got into it a few years ago,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
nutrition's a big part of my program with it. So I mean, I got the missing piece for all these kids and parents. You know what I mean? The mindset and the nutrition part. So I love doing what I do. I could do it from anywhere and trying to add value to as many families as possible.
That's great, man. It's great to hear. Now I'm gonna pull up a picture of you, and then I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't know what this picture's from, but right here, this is you with a guitar, and are you a musician?
No, but I'm trying to figure out where that's at. Let me see. That could be at the Count Basie Theater. I don't know. Maybe somewhere up I don't even know.
I found that photo, and I was just wondering, maybe he's a musician.
No, no, no.
Random question.
Yeah.
There's the Dowd Cup, right?
The Dowd Cup, yes, that's the short conference. So the short conference, New Jersey High School hockey. as the short conferences, the Hanshin Cup and the Dowd Cup. You know,
How did that come about? Like, how
yeah,
did,
they just, I mean, I'm known for, I went to Brick High School 4 years,
right, of
graduated
course.
there 4 years. We had one of the best high school teams in the state, my 4 years there. And, broke all the records when I was a sophomore, then again as a senior, and was drafted out of Brick High School, got a full ride to Lake State out of Brick High School. So, man, they were just naming one of the championships after me. So very, blessed at that as well. And the best part was my youngest son, Anthony, played for he went to Point Pleasant Beach High School, but they co-op with Manasquan. So he only played 2 years of high school hockey, but won the Dowd Cup both years. So that was pretty special.
So your son won the Dowd Cup
Yeah.
twice.
My youngest son, Anthony, who plays at ASU. He's a sophomore. He has 2 years left.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know. It just must be cool to have a championship trophy named after you. But everyone knows you're Brick Jim Dowd, Brick, New Jersey. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
That's Anyway, so what I want to know is who influenced you as a player or even as a coach, like as you were a kid? Like what players?
You know what? I come from a big, a big family. I had 7 of us, 5 boys, 2 girls. My oldest brother, I'm the second youngest. I had Pete, Mike. They both played hockey. My sister Kim played. My brother Brendan played. I played. My brother John, who all played hockey. But my brothers, growing up, and then we just played every sport: hockey, baseball, football, soccer. We just always had baseball, bats, hockey sticks everywhere. You know what I mean? So just loved playing sports and loved shooting pucks at home. My oldest brother Pete used to have a bucket of pucks every house we lived in. And I would shoot pucks all the time and just fell in love with this sport of ice hockey. My mom and my sister took me skating for the first time ever in 1971 when I was 3 years old at the Ice Palace, Brick, New Jersey, which is great.
It really did start there at the Ice Palace.
It started there. So, again, and I was just a fan of hockey in general, but like I said, then when the Devils moved there, I became more of a Devils fan. I remember watching, Peter Lee, for some reason, stuck into my brain one time. We used to go to one Ranger game a year before the Devils moved there. We were kids, and they were playing the Penguins, and Peter Lee had an amazing game. And I remember being mesmerized by him. Right-handed forward, you know what I mean? So,
right.
But like I said, just a fan of the sport in general, not any specific person. But obviously, I was a Gretzky fan. Who wasn't back then?
That makes sense. I was always on the if you went Gretzky Lemieux, I was always on the Lemieux side if you were to argue. But that was
you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong either way.
That's another coin flip. Really I don't know. Oh, but you know what? That reminds me of something else I want to ask you. First of all, you went back to the Devils at one point before your end of your career, and what was it? John Madden was wearing your number 11 at the time, so you wore number 12, right? Is that?
Yeah. So Devils, I was always looking to get back to the Devils, and I finished up with Colorado when I was 38 years old, and I was a free agent. I called Lou up before July 1st, and he said, "Yeah, Jimmy, listen, we're over the cap, but you know what? You just be ready, and I'll make a spot for you. Get healthy, whatever, and come to camp in shape and all that, and I'll make a spot for you." So I didn't talk to anybody else. Lou brought me back when I was 39 years old, and we had actually a great year that year. That was the year that Marty actually broke Bernie Perrant's single-season wins record. He broke it in Philly towards the end of the season, and I had the game-winning shorthanded goal. We won 3-2. Sergei Blin was my penalty-killing partner, but it was great. Wow, that was a lot of fun, playing on that team. Yeah, John Madden was number 11, so I wore number 12. That was available. Jay Pandolfo, Colin White, Marty. the list goes on. Andy Green, Travis Zajac,
Zach team.
Yeah, we beat Tampa in the first round, and we lost to Ottawa in the second round.
Yeah, I believe I was at the games against Ottawa that year. I had season tickets up until 2013, so but I couldn't always get to every game being in New York.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you is if you could relive a game that wasn't the Stanley Cup in any, not NHL, in any part of your life, if you could go back and relive a moment or a game that you played in, what would it be?
You know what? Either my first time playing in the Montreal Forum against the Canadiens, I scored against Patrick Roy, my first game in there, tied the game late in the game. But awesome. Probably for me, your first NHL goal. You know what I mean? My first year in 91, 92, I was Utica's leading scorer, got one game up. Second year, I got one game up. And then my third year was I was really ready for the NHL. When I got up, I scored my first game my third year in 93, 94, which is my official rookie season. And It was up in Quebec, scored my first NHL goal, and there's nothing like that in the old Colisée against the Nordiques.
That's
Against
cool.
Jocelyn Thibault. It was me, Guerin, and Zelapukin. So that was a great feeling. But there's nothing better than getting to the highest level and so like baseball, hitting your first home run in the major leagues, catching your first touchdown in the NBA, scoring your first basket in the NBA or touchdown in the NFL. I mean, but yeah, nothing like scoring your first NHL goal and up in a place.
That's a memorable one.
Great. Yeah, it was great.
It is. I was opening old hockey cards the other day from 94, 95, so a year after. Well, it was the year of the Devil's Cup, but a year after your rookie season, I pulled a Zelapukin out.
There you go, Zelly. Yep,
Yeah,
he was amazing.
He was my favorite when I was younger. Him and Alexander Semin.
Yep, if it wasn't for that eye injury, he could have been a friggin' 20-year NHL player. Zelapukin was a freaking great all-around player.
Yeah, the number 25. It went around.
Yep.
Still went around, didn't it? So are you still involved with Monmouth youth hockey? Is that?
Well, yeah. So like I said, back home, I got my Jim Dowd Hockey. Follow me on Instagram. It's called Jim Dowd Hockey. On Twitter, Jim Dowd Hockey. And like I said, I don't do much during the winter anymore because great news here is my oldest son Jimmy just finished up at Penn State. So out of the blue, the Devils called him a month ago, and he's going to be going to their rookie development camp.
Oh, that's
so
great.
He'll be at the rookie development camp this coming the 29th, I think it starts. June
awesome.
29th, right after the draft. And like I said, in the spring and summer, I'll do some small group training, and then just focused on my nutrition business and performance mindset coaching year round.
Cool. So yeah, like I said, jimdowd.com. If anyone's interested, check him out over there. Obviously, everyone who's watching this knows who Jim Dowd is. Jim, I appreciate you coming on, giving me a few minutes of your time. I wanted to celebrate the 30 years, and I tried to get Tom Chorsky to come on with us, but he was busy. So, I really appreciate your time. And is there anything else you want to plug?
No, man, let's go. We need more Devils fans out there, man. Let's get the Devils healthy. Let's get them going. I'm looking forward to the draft this weekend, right? It's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's great to see the Prue Center rocking the last few years. That's such a good thing to have.
Yeah, the fans have gone crazy the last few years.
Jersey hockey's come a long way in the last 30 years. I put a post on that the other day. From mites all the way up to the NHL.
Jersey hockey especially high school and stuff. Yeah,
yep, we're officially on the map. New Jersey hockey. I've been telling people for over 30 years. And it definitely has arrived. So we need more Devils fans out there.
All right, Jim. Well, thank you so much, and maybe we'll talk again. We'll see you soon.